Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the chemistry class. Today, again, I will continue this chapter, that atmospheric pollution, and today mainly I will discuss the acid rain. Okay, so all of you know the definition of acid. Acids are those substituents, according to Arrhenius, that will produce hydronium ion in aqueous solution. Okay, or according to the Bronsted-Lowry theory, okay, acids are proton donor. Okay, so now what will be the acid rain? Any kind of precipitation like rain, snow, fog, okay, or you can say dew, okay, which is more acidic than normal rainwater, okay, is called acid rain. Normal rain is only slightly acidic, okay, because of pH value around 5 to 5.6. Okay, now this is because carbon dioxide gas is present in the air, that will react with the water and it will form a weak acid, that is called carbonic acid. Okay, and I'm showing that reaction, that carbon dioxide gas is reacting with water and forming carbonic acid. If we draw the structure, then you can understand this has two repressible hydrogen. So these two hydrogen will break and it will form 2H plus CO3 2 minus. So as it is producing H plus ion, definitely it will be the acidic in nature. So normal rainwater is slightly acidic in nature and its value will be, pH value will be 5.6. Now you don't know about pH. pH is a scale, okay. pH is equal to minus log 10 base of concentration of H plus, and at 25 degrees centigrade, if you draw the scale, okay, the pH range is 0 to 14. This is 0 and this is 14, and in between 7 is there, okay, and this pH 7 indicates the neutral solution, that is like pure water, neutral, okay. And when you are going above pH above 7, that means greater than 7 pH value, then it is called basic. And if pH value is less than 7, okay, then it is called acid or acidic. Hope you can understand. So this is pH, and normal rainwater pH I told, that is 5.6, but acid rain pH usually from 3.5 to 5.6. Hope you can understand. And now pH, if it is less than 4.5, that are common acid rains in many developed countries we are finding. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss what is the composition of acid rain. Okay, different kinds of mineral acids are present in acid rain, like nitrous acid HNO2, nitric acid HNO3, sulfurous acid H2SO3, sulfuric acid H2SO4. Okay, so these are the composition of acid rain. Carbonic acid also may be present, H2CO3. So these acids are formed by the reaction with the oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen. They are called SOx and NOx. Okay, when they are reacting with water, they are producing this kind of acid. Next we will discuss the cause of acid rain. If you burn fossil fuel, okay, this fossil fuel contains compounds, okay, fossil fuel compounds contain nitrogen and sulfur, okay, with carbon, and when you burning this thing, a large amount of SOx and NOx, that means oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen, are producing, and these oxides generally dissolves in water, and they will form the mineral acid. They will form the mineral acid like nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and in this way acid rain is formed. Next we will discuss clearly that how nitric acid is formed, that is the formation of nitric acid. Nitric acid actually formed by the combination of nitrogen and oxygen, okay. First nitric oxide will be formed, nitric oxide by combination of nitrogen and oxygen, okay, and during lightning or thunder, okay, or internal combustion of engines at high temperature around 3000 degrees centigrade to 2500 degrees centigrade, okay, these nitrogen and oxygen will combine to form nitric oxide. So I am writing that N2 plus O2 during lightning. Okay, temperature will be around 3000 degrees centigrade. That will form nitric oxide. And this nitric oxide will again react with oxygen. So nitric oxide is reacting with oxygen, forming nitrogen dioxide. I will give twice and twice. So in this way, from NO you will get NO2, and this NO2 again react with this O2. That may form nitrogen trioxide. Okay, this is one type of radical type of compound. Okay, and nitrate, so you know NO3 minus is present. Okay, and as well as there will be formation of ozone. And here you have to give 2. Okay, so in this way NO3 is also formed. Now this NO3 again may combine with NO2. So NO2 and NO3 is combining, that will form N2O5, nitrogen pentoxides. Okay, what will be the structure of nitrogen pentoxide? Here the structure will be like this. Okay, this type of structure you will get. Okay, this is plus and minus, this plus minus. Okay, so this is the structure. Here the valency of nitrogen will be 4. Okay, not 5. Many are telling that in N2O5 the nitrogen pentoxide, nitrogen valency 5. It is actually 4. Okay, here you see with nitrogen 3 oxygens are attached, one with double bond and 2 other with one coordinate bond and another one covalent bond. Okay, so total number of bond is 4. So its valency here, each nitrogen is 4. Okay, now these oxides will react with water and they will form different types of acid. Okay, when NO2 will react with water, it can produce nitrous acid as well as nitric acid. NO2 is reacting with water, it is forming HNO2 plus HNO3. Okay, now here you have to give 2. So you see, and if you take this NO3, okay, this NO3 may also react. Okay, actually NO3 and NO2 mixing, they are producing H2O. So better you write N2O5 is reacting with water, that will form twice HNO3. So in this way, that nitrous acid and nitric acid will be produced. Okay, next we will discuss how sulfuric acid is formed. So during burning of coal, petroleum, okay, sulfur dioxide or sulfur trioxide gas will be formed. Or you can think about that roasting of sulfide ores also, like FeS2 iron sulfide. Okay, iron pyrites. Okay, FeS2. Okay, so that is also producing sulfur dioxide. If you burn only sulfur in firecrackers, okay, during Kali Puja you are using this or burning these firecrackers, they also contain sulfur. Okay, they also, when sulfur will burn and it will react with oxygen, forming sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, so here I am writing that sulfur, when reacting with oxygen gas, forming, when you are applying heat or burning, it is forming sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, and this sulfur dioxide gas again react with oxygen and that can form sulfur trioxide gas. Okay, now here you have to balance this equation. Here if you put 2, now it is balanced. Okay, in this way SO2 and SO3 will be produced. Okay, and sometimes SO2 may react with NO2 gas. Okay, sulfur dioxide will react with NO2 gas. That will also produce sulfur trioxide plus nitric oxide is formed. Now these oxides of sulfur will react with water and forming different acids. When SO2 is reacting with water, it is forming sulfurous acid, H2SO3. Okay, and when sulfur trioxide is reacting with water, it is producing H2SO4, that's sulfuric acid. Now sulfuric acid structure will be like this. This is the structure of sulfuric acid, and sulfuric acid structure will be like this. This is H2SO3. Okay. Now in this way, that sulfuric acid or sulfurous acid will produce, and sometimes sulfur dioxide also react with oxygen and water. sulfur dioxide is reacting with oxygen and water, and that will also produce directly from sulfur dioxide to sulfuric acid. Okay. Now here you have to check the balancing. I think it is balanced. Okay. Now here sulfur dioxide is there, H2SO4 is there. So if we put 2 here, here also you have to put 2. Here I have to put 2. Now 4 plus 4, 8. Now it is balanced. Okay. So the major constituents of acid rain, we can tell that sulfuric acid, and we can tell here nitric acid. Okay, so these are the major constituent. And carbon dioxide also may react with water, that will form carbonic acid, but carbonic acid is very much unstable and it is weak acid also. Okay, and that will decompose again, it will produce, there is reversible reaction, produce carbon dioxide and water. Next we will discuss about the impact of acid rain. Acid rain decreases the pH of river water, lake water, pond water, and make difficulties, okay, for the lives of the marine lives, okay, and green algae, bacteria, and change in pH may cause death also. So acid rain, okay, what we can tell, disturbs, okay, the ecological balance, okay, of the water bodies. Acid rain can attack the marble buildings, marble monuments or sculptures. Okay, acid rain also affects the Taj Mahal. Okay, that is situated in Agra, and this acid rain, okay, reacts with this marble of Taj Mahal, that is calcium carbonate. So I can show you a reaction that calcium carbonate is reacting with sulfuric acid. Okay, sulfuric acid is present in acid rain. Okay, that will produce calcium sulfate plus carbon dioxide plus water. So in this way, marble will dissolve, okay, in this sulfuric acid. If you take nitric acid, that will form calcium nitrate, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, as a result, Taj Mahal corroded and becomes colorless. Okay, and its luster will be lost. Okay, polish will be what we can say, polish will be polish of marble will be lost. Okay, and that the reaction of marble stone, okay, of this Taj Mahal and or any monuments, okay, with the acid rain is called leprosy or marble cancer. Next we will discuss the effect of acid rain on soil and forest. Because of acid rain, soil becomes acidic and cultivation becomes highly difficult. Actually, whatever fertilizer we are using, that ammonium compounds, they are generally basic in nature. So whenever the soil becomes acidic because of acid rain, there will be damage of crops, okay, that will affect the germination process of the seed, okay, and acid rain removes the calcium, potassium and the basic ingredients of soil, and soil fertility will decrease. And in this way, it damages forest and tree leaves turns brown, and also damages the bark, okay, of the trees, okay, because of this acid rain. So this acid rain also corrodes metals pipe, okay, metal substance, and rust easily form because of acid rain on the iron surfaces, whatever is present as structure, that iron frames, iron bridges, okay, iron gates or grills, whatever we are using here in the construction of building, what iron we are using, and damaging the also the different types of vehicles, okay, that are made up of iron. So this is because of the acid. Actually, for rusting, oxygen and water is necessary, but if there is acid vapor or acid, that will act as a catalyst. Okay, rusting process will be very fast. Actually, rusting process is very slow. Okay, and this acid rain also inhibits the activity of nitrogen fixing symbiotic bacteria and damages the roots of the trees. Acid rain has effect on human also. Okay, acid rain causes respiratory problems in human beings. Okay, and we can say that people feel breathing problem. Okay, during this rain, acid rain, because from acid rain there may be formation of these gases by decomposition, sulfur dioxide may form, and mainly those who are suffering from asthma, okay, and lungs disease, okay, their breathing process will be very difficult. Understand? Next we will discuss how to control this acid rain. Okay. So first, by reducing the emission of oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. Okay, this can be done by using coal. Okay, or we can tell that we can use some oil. Oil also you can use as fuel. Okay, and where sulfur content or nitrogen content is very less. Okay, so this is one process we can do. We also can reduce such emission by using scrubber. Okay, and different types of scrubbers are available in your book. One device is given. Okay, that absorbs the different types of SOx and NOx gas. Okay, by water. Okay, there one this bottom you are passing that gas. Okay, that containing SOx and NOx, and above there is spray of water, and this gas is also passing through this water and they are absorbing by water. That is one process. We can also use cover where we can use that slurry of limestone, that is calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate will also react with this sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Actually, when they will react with water, that will form acid. Okay, that acid will react with this limestone or slurry of limestone. Okay, we can also use any type of alkaline solution. We can absorb these gases like lime water, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. Okay, so however it is very much expensive process. Okay, and cannot be applied in large scale. So then how to control the acid rain? Okay, so better if we use the non-conventional energy like solar energy, wind energy, electrical powered car, hydrogen powered car. Okay, then these SOx and NOx pollution, okay, as well as the acid rain can be easily controlled. Okay, so in this way today I have completed the discussion of acid rain. You will read till if you have any confusion, you will ask in your live class. Hope you can understand. So today up to this, and thank you for watching.